activist, increasingly disconnected from reality and now publicly ridiculed by one of the biggest names in modern culture in what may go down as the most savage dressing down in history. Ever since she exploded onto the big screen with the Harry Potter franchise, her acting has carried her to the very cusp of A-level stardom before it all came to a shuddering halt in one of the most baffling acts of career self-sabotage outside of Rachel Zegler.
It's Hollywood, baby.
A woman who pinned her reputation, her public image, and her entire worldview on whatever happened to be most popular at the time, never considering that the cultural winds might change and what's popular today might not be popular tomorrow.
That's what I think happens with a lot of people, is that they simply have viewpoints on things based off of what's popular. And I think a lot of celebrities and content creators do the exact same thing. If it's popular to post memes about Donald Trump, then they'll do it. If it's popular to talk about how he's a Nazi, they'll do it. They're just NPCs.
So saddle up, dear viewer, grab your wizarding wands and whatever other stupid shit they use in Harry Potter, and let us examine the crash and burn of Emma Watson.
Yeah, I want to see this clip.
Emma Charlotte Duer Watson was born in Paris, France in 1990 to a pair of wealthy lawyers. So naturally she grew up with all the benefits of having wealthy parents, private schooling, tuition, multiple homes, and access to any clubs and interests she wanted to pursue.
Good for her.
One of which turned out to be acting.
Good spawn RNG. Some people open up their first chest in Fortnite and they get a golden scar. Other people open up their first chest in Fortnite and they get a dancing grenade.
Unless you give me one.
That's what happens.
Fuck me, she basically is Hermione Granger. Anyway, by 1999, a series of books about a boy wizard were turning out to be pretty popular, and work soon began on adapting them into a movie franchise. For this, they needed a bunch of child actors to play the three leads, including Hermione. Their searching soon led them to the Oxford Acting School where Watson was studying, and after no fewer than 8 auditions, she was finally cast in the role.
And to be fair, I think the casting in Harry Potter, the original fucking series, was S-tier, A-list, amazing fucking actors. Because you've got to keep in mind that, like, even a lot of the, like, Alan Rickman, etc., like, these guys were, like, absolute top tier. Gary Oldman, I'm trying to think even some of the other ones that, like, were, like, really, really huge names. But, like, the casting in the original Harry Potter was fucking flawless.
All I can say about her early performances is you can tell that she was a theatre kid, that's for fucking sure.
I think that she played the role perfectly. I'm gonna be totally honest. I think she did such a great job.
Piss taking a side note, for a 10-year-old that had never acted in a movie before, I guess she was fine. Daniel Radcliffe was way better though. Anyway, you don't need me to tell you that the Harry Potter movies would go on to become a global phenomenon over the next several years, keeping Watson and her co-stars so busy that she literally didn't act in anything else until 2007, when she appeared in the TV movie Ballet Streets, a film that landed mixed reviews and didn't get a whole lot for her career. In public, the Harry Potter series was going from strength to strength, but behind the scenes, the cracks were starting to show. Watson and the others were burned out by the constant demands of filming and promotional tours, and when it came time to renegotiate her contract after the Goblet of Fire, she seriously considered leaving the franchise altogether. Still, she was eventually convinced to sign on again. It's amazing what a multi-million-dollar paycheck can do for a girl, isn't it? And by 2011...
Good for her. Completely deserved, by the way. All this is totally deserved.
Series came to a close with Deathly Hallows Part 2. For the first time in more than a decade, Watson was on her own. She'd basically grown up with Harry Potter. She'd never had a normal childhood or lived a normal life, and she likely never would. Keep that one in mind because it will be important later. The question now is how to escape the long shadow of
I think this is what happens with a lot of child actors, and a great parallel to this is how many streamers do we know that grew up being streamers and they never did anything else, and so they're retarded and dysfunctional. Are we really supposed to believe that movie stars are going to be different? Fuck no! It's the same thing.
We need to keep rolling.
Probably worse. Actually, it's for sure worse.
Hermione Granger and forged a career of her own. Her first few outings were mostly low-budget indie movies, everything from biopics like My Week with Marilyn to romantic dramas like The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and even heist movies like Bling Ring. None of them were big hits, but they did at least prove that she could do more than a mildly annoying bookworm with crappy hair. By the 18th saw her
generational wealth with Harry Potter. If she wants to go back to just being French indie movies, I think that's great. Good for her. You know, like you did your time in the spotlight. You did everything. You made your really good movie. It's like everybody said that about Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is in all of these shitty comedies, and he makes like one really good movie, and then he goes right back to making shit.
Don't mess with the Amazing Spider-Man!
Frodo? Yeah.
Budget filmmaking with Darren Aronofsky's Noah, followed up by low-budget thrillers Bologna and Regression.
Yeah, Elijah Wood. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Frodo. That was Frodo. Frodo fucking Baggins. Yeah, I'm gonna be in this play that like 120 people are gonna see in some random European country. That's just what I'm gonna do.
Moon haunts you!
And Frodo fucking Baggins. That's the way it is. So I can respect this. Like, it's the same with streamers. You know, you look at somebody like Chance Soda Poppin'. This guy was like a fucking top 5, top 10 streamer for like 10 fucking years. Now he just logs on and he's like, guess what? We're gonna play today, guys. Darkest Dungeon for the 15th time. Have fun. And I gotta respect that.
No matter the budget or the quality of the movie, one thing will stay consistent with positive reviews for Watson's acting. Now in her mid-20s and arguably at the peak of her career, she was developing a reputation as an eclectic and confident performer, willing to take on challenging roles and play against type, equally at home on the big or the small screen. An actor who wasn't just chasing fame and money, but taking on projects with actual artistic merit. Well done, Emma.
Ooh.
Her star was rising. She was rapidly becoming the new it girl of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Young, talented, intelligent, and sophisticated.
Very hot.
She could navigate interviews like a pro.
Yes.
She was a natural in front of the camera, and she held all the correct opinions on important political topics. When the Me Too movement kicked off, Emma was all over it like a fly on shit, making speech.
And to be fair, at the beginning, the Me Too movement had a lot of validity because there are a lot, and we know this with streaming, there are a lot of legitimate bad actors, and women and